Hi Simon, well, we've finished with yours now and ready for this to go back to you. Your driver's currently on his way to us. So there you are, to give you a quick whiz round now. It's all complete. Got all the front crash gear and everything back on, your new fuel lines and what have you in place. Brake lines. All the front pulleys and everything. We had all those blasted whilst we did had the sandblasting done, the alternator bracketry and things like that. We cleaned the power steering pump by hand and just painted that black whilst we were doing all the other bits and pieces. So that's now ready for you to do with what you will. We didn't put the AC compressor back on because that would just be in your way, and I don't know if you're going to have AC bits there or not. I've got your box of bits here. I've just seen Charlie drop his bone in there, so we'll take that out and we'll give that back to him because you won't be wanting that, so he'll have to find another hiding place for it. There you are. So chassis is all looking very, very nice. New stainless steel fuel lines in there, new steel brake lines are on, new flexes, new calipers. The only things we haven't done is I haven't disturbed the tie rod ends. You know, I guess if it comes back here for wheel alignment, we can deal with those then. More often than not, they do turn. You know, if they do, might need a bit of heat just on one end, but we didn't want to upset the geometry, so we've left that as is. New A-arm bushes, and we've replaced the A-arm shims that were there with new ones, and I've put the surplus shims in with your box of parts. Same for the rear, so you've got a selection of shims there for when you come to do wheel alignment, or if we do that for you, then you know, no problem. You'll need some of the correct rubber hose to go to the fuel pump. In fact, I'll put those in with the package. They're not very dear, so I'll pop those in so you've got them ready. Whatever else, everything is now wax oiled. We've cleaned the threads out in the body mounts. You should be good to go there. Chassis wax oiled inside and out. There's the new stainless steel front to rear fuel line in there. That's now wax oiled with everything else. New trailing arm on this side, I think it was, and the chassis repairs that we've done. Diff has had a clean and has had new oil and additive put in there. New UJs in drive shafts and prop shaft, smart struts down there. The fuel tank's been cleaned and given a coat of black, and that's had a dose of wax oil also. There's new gas tank straps on there. Your spare wheel bucket is hung back into place. We've also fed a new main cable through for the alternator, but that will need ends putting on. Like I say, you'll also need a fuse on there, one of these maxi fuses, because the fusible link that was there had been destroyed. I guess that's why that wire had been bypassed in the first instance, is because that fusible link was broken. So we've replaced that piece of wire in its entirety, like I say. What else? We're all new engine mounts on. That's it really. A lot of work, a lot of expense, I know. But there's been a lot needed, but it's all there and good to go. I've got boxes of bits ready to come back to you. There's the battery cables that were there. They want to go in the body first. New fuel lines are there. Sorry, I keep saying fuel lines. New brake master cylinder lines are there. Your exhaust tips are there. New exhaust hangers in there. There's a new steering coupler ready to go on. There's your AC compressor in there and some bracketry that's all been painted, so that's ready to go. So they are, handbrake internals are all installed. We won't have adjusted the handbrake yet. That normally gets done last thing to make the car a bit easier to push around. And like I said to you on the telephone earlier, there are some parts that we leave loose. I'll just give you a quick run through what they are now. At the front of the car, you've got the A-arm end caps, A-arm bush end caps are left loose until weight is on the car. Same with moving to the rear. We leave the trailing arms loose, and we don't put the split pins in until the wheel alignment is done, and then everything gets tightened up in one go. We also leave the I'll show you under here. We leave the lower shock mounts there loose. and the shock absorber lower bushes will also be loose, again until the weight is on the car, and then you want to roll it a little bit and then do those up, so let it sort of settle and find its place. So you've got those four things: A-arm end bushes, trailing arm bolts, lower shock mount, both parts of that, the part with the shock absorber on and the part with the strut rods on. So there you go. I'll give you a quick whiz round and show you what we've got on at the moment. We've done a bit with the 70 in the corner. That's now got exhaust fitted or temporarily fitted, and we've been trial fitting bumpers and what have you. Got an 80 or 81 there that's coming for another clutch, and we've had the flywheel skimmed. We've got to collect that and refit the transmission. An 81 there with not much happening, same with the 77. We've pulled the 79 out of storage over there, and getting into new interior going into that one. And this is the chassis for the 69 that came from the States that's very, very rotten. And we've now stripped that, ready for the whole process to start again. And there's another chassis coming from America for this one. And then on the ramp there's a 67 427 tri-power car that we're just preparing now for body off, and we'll hopefully lift that later on today. And got another 67 427 there. So two very, very rare cars indeed. And this is the one that we've just had painted and are getting back. I've got a little boy following me around everywhere with a squeaky toy. He wants a bit of a play. Got a very, very nice 61 that's arrived here for just a bit of a go through really, so it doesn't drive very well. So we need to go around that and make sure, find out what the problems are, and get that driving something like. And a few other little odds and ends that I think want addressing on it, but very, very pretty thing. About my favourite shape of Corvette these are. I think they're absolutely lovely. So there you are, that's your chassis. I hope you're happy with it, and that the rest of the project goes well for you, and appreciate your patience and the opportunity to do this one for you. Many thanks. Take care, Simon.